how to use this sheet and how to use and filter this sheet. In this you have end of the day data plus status live for intraday. So now how you use the end of the day filter. Let's see the top terms. This is particular section. Yesterday's close, today's open, today's high, purely intraday. This is an intraday section. Now once we come on to the 10-day trend kind of a scenario, over here we can see the 10-day average, and then we can see the trend is up after the closing of 6/10/22. Starting price is 73 and CMP is this. So then we have the statistical data which will give you the slopes of the average, slopes of RS. RS is basically stock performance vis-a-vis the Nifty in last comparable 7 to 8 trading days. MACD trend. Then we have the pivot level section here, R1, R2, and then once again we have a scalping intraday section. So what the end of the day will do to you is that to filter out the stocks which you can trade. So now I would like to take the stocks which are in an uptrend for long trade. So I go on to the filter and I click over here and untick down. So which are the uptrend stocks as of now? So you can see Axis Bank, and you can see the dates of when the trend had turned up, and you can also compare the gains which one has seen. So starting price was about 726 for 726 766.64 Bharti Airtel on 27th of September closing, and then the CMP 792. You can see the slope of the moving average, slope of the average, slope rate of change is positive. Then the slope of RS is slightly dipped, so it's on a 1 day basis, and it's minus. MACD is positive on the slope, and you can see the MACD average, MACD above the zero line, but MACD is below the average. So we will filter out certain by the modes of color. The RS colors is also there, so we can straight away click on the RS. Above 55 RS is green color, so we would like to see the stocks which are so we click on the filter of the color and then click on, and then we keep only the green. So these are the stocks which are Bharti Airtel, ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, Bajaj Finance, Cipla. These are the stocks which are in uptrend based on this particular average of 10-day, and then we have this. So we clicked and we got it. So we also need to have the stocks which are in momentum. So probably I would like to see the slope of the average positive. So I don't want to like to take a negative slope stock. So I will probably click untick the minus, and I say okay. So these are the stocks which are having the positive slope: Cipla, Coal India, L&T, Sun Pharma. So I got these stocks, and now if I still want to have a further filter, this MACD has to be above the zero line. So then I would like to click on this, and then we see okay. So we'll filter down to probably these two stocks, and then further if I still want to choose out of that, let's come see what was the intraday movement on the previous day. So the intraday movement on the previous day for Cipla was slightly trading below the open, and it was below its above the previous day's close. So slightly mixed reaction. So if I but still they are in an uptrend because you can see the slopes are positive on MACD, and MACD is also above the zero. So basically if I want to filter out the minus one, I can just remove the minus. So basically two stocks, and if I still want to further filter out that what was the yesterday's movement. So basically yesterday's candle movement was positive. I would still say Sun Pharma. Now Sun Pharma is something which I would like to trade long, and my stop loss for tomorrow to trade long will be given over here. You can see over here column L. Okay. So on a weaker, the closing over here was about 956.80. So 946 stop loss should not get triggered at the opening. If it is below the opening, then obviously uh, we'll have to check. But moment it starts trading above the open, so what happens is that during live market you have two options to trade. So this data will get changed from the column number as Monday's prices start coming into picture. This data will get changed. So if Monday, instead of a buy which is based on the previous day's candle, Monday in live market it is showing me a buy, then you can buy, and keeping in mind the stop loss. So this stop loss will get changed once the market starts. So whatever it will be the tomorrow's position, accordingly it will be. But if I'm starting it on a pre-market basis, this is a buy with 946 stop loss, and if I further want to utilize it by the way of pivots, I can check that where is my S1 and where is my pivot. So S1 is about 47, and I can utilize that. Or tomorrow in live market I can utilize the scalping mechanism for entry in Sun Pharma. So I would need S2 buy or S1 buy or S3 buy tomorrow in live market. So now what buy you are seeing right now is based on the Friday's prices. So moment Monday's prices start coming into picture, this will change. So this is, so basically you're filtering the end of the day and looking at intraday signals based on open close theory logic and also on the pivot scalping depending on. So our bias is to buy. So even if some indicators are showing, so scalping might show a sell because it might open with a gap up and then dip down, so that's fine, we will ignore that because we want to look for a buy. So now if we want to look for a buy on the open close logic, then you can need to see an intraday buy coming in tomorrow over here. Okay, or if I'm using the end of the day logic, then I need to withstand myself with the stop loss which is mentioned over here of 946 in the column number 1. So this is how you filter the combination of end of the day and live market, which will become dynamic once market starts. Okay, so now let's take one look at what can be the sell position, sell stocks which we can filter out. So I just untick all again over here. So once I do an untick all over here, I will be able to take the downside. So we'll untick everything. So we might just use the step by step again procedure. So now if I'm looking for a down move, I need to trade in stocks which are in a downtrend. So I will untick up and I'll keep down. So probably these are the ones which are having a downtrend, that is Asian Paints based on the daily chart moving average, volatility based moving average. We are not using a normal simple or EMA, we are using a volatility based average. So Asian Paints, HDFC Bank, HDFC Maruti, SBI Life, these are one which downtrend. So now I would also like to take the weakest of the stock. So I would go to the filter conditions on the color filter and I will select the red. So automatically whatever is below 45 is going to be a sell. Okay, now these are the funds which are having a sell intraday of these stocks. Some stocks were into the buy mode, so I will just untick that as well. So these were the some with a downtrend, and these were the ones which are into the negative. So I would prefer to see in a filtration that who were negative yesterday on the intraday as well. So I would untick the buy and keep the sells. So these were the completely the sells. Now we also want to see the slopes which are negative of the stocks. So those are the ones we want to prefer for selling. So we keep that as a selling. We also want to see the RS slope negative, not positive, because it's falling, so we want to keep that as a negative. And if we also want to keep the MACD below the zero line, so also is its average. So now these are the three stocks, two stocks which are basically having a downside bias, and they are for trade. Okay, so now tomorrow if I want to trade this stock, my stop loss for selling is 2735 for Hero Motors and HDFC Life 534, and the current last closing price has been 527.60 and 216. So the basic objective is set. So now if the better openings are seen, which looks unlikely because market is going to open slightly weaker considering the SGX movement, but if at all we get this better prices of last closing price or above or anything at pivot or R1, we can sell with keeping in mind the stop loss which is there of 534 for this, or alternatively tomorrow as the market progresses, the purely this kind of the column number E to column number J over here, this should show where me sell in live market once the live market starts. So that is one, or the scalping should show me a sell, okay, once the market starts, because this is whatever is the status is a 1524 status, yesterday's closing. So this is how this sheet will work, and for the one-to-one training and utility, how one can do it, you can call and take a training session on this. Thank you.